Hello everyone and welcome to the last section in this chapter. Today we're going to talk about dividing integers. Yay! Okay, before we get to dividing integers, let's just review our multiplication rules. Multiplication rules. Okay, so if we have a positive times a positive, that equals a positive. If we have a negative times a negative, remember negative and a negative makes a positive? So that makes a positive. And then we can have a negative times a positive, it's negative, or a positive times a negative equals a negative. Okay, now the rules for division are actually exactly the same. We're just dividing instead of multiplying. That's basically the lesson, but let's keep going because there's some other things that you probably need to know. First of all, the word quotient, that word means or is the answer to a division problem. I'll write it over there. Okay, so quotient is the answer to a division problem. Now, this might surprise you, but guess what? Fractions mean division, and if you actually look at the divide sign, it's actually a little fraction, except for it just has dots where we put the numbers. Do you see that? So fractions, again, remember with the multiplication, we have different ways of writing those in algebra, and in algebra, division is usually written as a fraction. So fractions mean division. Okay, the top number, or your numerator, is divided by the bottom, or denominator. Bottom number. Okay, so what that looks like is, if we have the fraction 10/5, this means the same thing as 10 divided by 5. And then also it means, like if you're going to put it into the divide sign, the 10 or the top number goes inside and the bottom number goes on the outside. Okay? All those three things mean the same thing. Okay? So if we want to write the rules out for integers and division, I'm going to write it in short form like I did the multiplication rules, and I'm going to write them as fractions. So a positive, these end up looking kind of like hieroglyphics though. A positive divided by a positive is positive. Okay, a negative divided by a negative is also positive. Then if we have a negative divided by a positive, that equals a negative, or a positive divided by a negative, also negative. Okay, so that's basically what's happening on that. Let's do some practice problems so that we feel confident. 80 divided by -10. So again, for today's assignment, you'll still see that divide sign like that. After today, we probably won't use it too much. So 80 divided by 10 is 8, and because we only have one negative, it's -8. Number 2, -55 divided by 11, and this time I wrote it as a fraction. Okay, so we have only one negative, which means the answer is going to be negative, and 55 divided by 11 is 5. Number 3, 20 divided by -4. Okay, there's only one negative, so the answer is going to be negative, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. Number 4, negative 81 divided by 9. Okay, there's only one negative, so it's going to stay negative. And that negative on a fraction could go anywhere. It can go there, it can go in front here. We could actually put the negative down there. It's just one negative, which means if we do the division, the answer is negative, and 81 divided by 9 is 9. Number 5, negative 14 divided by negative 7. We've got 2 negatives, and 2 negatives make a positive when multiplying and dividing, not when adding and subtracting. So the answer is going to be positive, and 14 divided by 7 is 2. Number 6, negative 27 divided by negative 3. We have 2 negatives again, guys. 2 negatives with multiplication and division makes it positive, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. Ta-da! Number 7, 15 divided by 3. Well, that's a positive and a positive, so the answer is positive 5. That one wasn't too bad. Number 8. So for number 8 and number 9, sorry, I just had a thought for a second. Number 8 wants to know, so this is going to be some of that evaluating again. And we've got A divided by B if A equals negative 33 and B equals negative 3. So remember, with evaluate, we just have to put the numbers in and then do the math. So for A, we're going to put in negative 33 divided by, and for B, we're going to put negative 3. Remember, any terms that aren't the first term need to be in parentheses if there's negative. So now we've got a negative divided by a negative, which is going to be a positive. 33 divided by 3 is 11. Number 9, we're going to use these same A and B, but this time we're going to do one even more complicated. We're going to do negative A plus 2B all over 3. So remember, when you have a number next to a variable like that, it means multiplication. So this one we're going to have to do order of operations first. So you want to do all of the math you can up top first before we do the division. So first we're going to put the numbers in for the letters. Now this negative A here, A is a negative number. So what that's going to end up looking like is negative 33. Okay, and who do we see here? That's our squinty face. So that actually turns into a giant plus. Then over here we've got plus 2, and then B is negative 3. Okay, and then on the bottom, that's still a 3. So next math, we've kind of taken care of those parentheses. That becomes a positive 33, and then if we do this multiplication, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. All divided by 3. And then 33 plus negative 6, or 33 minus 6, however you want to look at it, is 27. And then we finally are here at our division, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. So this whole thing simplifies down to 9. It's like magic. Okay? And then another possibility with order of operations to see what needs to happen. We can have 20 minus 30 in parentheses divided by negative 7 minus negative 2. Okay, so order of operations says we need to do our parentheses first. So we're going to do the math inside the parentheses first. 20 minus 30 is actually the same thing as 20 plus negative 30. Either way, we end up at negative 10. Okay, and then over here, here's another squinty face. So that turns positive, which means we have a negative and a positive. So we're going to find the difference. And the difference between 7 and 2 is 5. And have more negatives, so it's negative 5. So now we have negative 10 divided by negative 5, which is positive 2. And there you go. Good luck on your assignments. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.